So, just wanted to go over the Waterman method, which is a method I created for my final project for my bachelor's degree. It's just an attempt at a modality that might work in tandem with art therapy in the future. This is, again, not therapy, just because I'm not a licensed therapist. So, but it's more of a mindful exercise that you can participate in at home. And definitely feel free to post comments regarding if this works for you or not. I'd love to hear any additions that people might have. So I'm very open to criticism and additions always. So I'm just going to do the body scan exercise to go over what that is basically we're going to visualize a light going through our body. And after that exercise, we use a little template that I'll provide for free. It's just like 2 figures. So you do one before the art exercise and then one after. It's just like a mindfulness exercise that helps you kind of visualize or create a visual representation of what you're feeling. So that can, be definitely have a lot of variation depending on what you're feeling that day or how life's going. So here's our meditation. So we're going to take a few deep breaths. Maybe put our feet on the floor, close our eyes, and then we'll start with imagining a light at the crown of our head. It'll slowly go down to our neck, through to our shoulders, down into our elbows, down to our hands and fingertips, and then back up into the spine, through our chest, down through our stomachs, down to our hips, through our femurs, down to our knees, through our shins, down to our feet, and to our toes. And then if you'd like to visualize rooting yourself into the earth, please do. And whenever we're ready to return, feel free to open your eyes. And then I would starting with the body scan. So I'm just using colored pencils, really easy, accessible thing. You can also use just colored pens if you want. Really easy to just start and just kind of have a unique way of filling it in on what you feel. There's no rhyme or reason, but if you have so I tend to have sweaty palms and sweaty feet. So I usually depict that, if I'm feeling nervous, being recorded. But it just allows you to have a visual representation. And that can mean a lot of different things to a lot of people. If you're feeling something spiritual, it could be an aura thing. So just as a start point, here's my little start. And I'll show a little PDF of this later so that people can check that out if they want to. And then the actual art experience is a interesting approach. So it's a brown paper bag, really easy. I wanted something that's approachable and you wouldn't feel as too precious because you tear it up. And part of that is being part of the catharsis. So I like finger paint. So these are just basic acrylic paints that we bought. And you just dive into it. So, and then if you're doing this activity with a group of people or with friends, you can definitely communicate mid-exercise. That's always encouraged. It's a moment for you to feel a community with people. If you're I really want to tune into this specific mood today. I have frustrations over societal issues. I have issues with my job. I'm addressing family stuff or I don't know. there are a multitudes of reasons you could approach this exercise, but feel free to communicate, but at the same time, you don't want to comment on other people's art, because that can really influence their creation or what it means to them. And you really don't want to manipulate that. That's like their own space. Like, you shouldn't influence how they're feeling through their art, because it can really impact people. We have to be aware that our words have power, and just be really respectful of that space that we try to create. So here's like a start. I mean, it doesn't mean too much. Right now, I'm just like kind of excited, a little tired, but I just wanted to do something that relaxes me. And then you can either, when you describe this with a group, you have a moment to share your art. You don't have to, but you can be like, this means this to me. And the best response is honestly, thank you for sharing your art. And you really shouldn't comment further than that. It just, can add too many complex layers. And then once everyone in your group, or if you're just by yourself, once everyone's done sharing, I recommend folding it in on itself so the paint doesn't escape anywhere, and then tearing it up. And like, it's not that precious, which is nice. So it allows people who don't normally do an art exercise to like dive into it earnestly. And then we do another body scan exercise. So we're going to do the same meditation. So I'm going to invite us to close our eyes, set our feet on the floor, take a deep breath, and we're going to start with visualizing a light at the crown of our scalp, slowly moving down to our neck, into our shoulders, into our elbows, down into our hands and our fingertips, back into the top of our spine, through our chest and our stomachs, down to our hips, through our femurs, through our knees, down to our feet and our toes. And then once again, if you want to visualize rooting yourself into the earth, please do. And then whenever you're ready to return to us, feel free to open your eyes. And then we do the second body scan. So this is your opportunity if you honed into more of your body after the exercise and you're like, oh, I'm actually like feeling something more in this area, or like I'm noticing that like I'm carrying maybe some of my feelings in like certain parts of my body. I mean, that awareness alone is like something good to know. Like, it's something that you can like then communicate. Because then you have a visual representation of being like, oh, maybe it's a better way of me to communicate to those around me about like what I'm feeling. So this is hopefully an exercise that can help some people out. Let me know how it feels, or if you think this is all like a bit too woo-woo. I mean, hey, your opinion's valid. I'd love to hear it. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and hope you enjoy the podcast.